So today we're reviewing the Hydra. This is an expansion schematic from the hydraulic set, and unlike other expansion weapons where you can get them from llamas, mission rewards and such, you cannot actually get these from those. You have to flux it from the legend book. Now back in the day, back when we had trading, you were able to trade for these, of course, because it was a tradable thing. You're able to drop your stuff for teammates, but sadly you can no longer do that. So the only way you're actually going to be able to get the copy of this gun is by the collection book for 100 gold flux. Now, of course, since it is a hydraulic weapon, it has a higher knockback, and I think stun chance too. I could be wrong about stun chance. I'll pop it on screen if I remember to, because last video I know I forgot to actually pop something on screen. But point being, this has a higher knockback, which is unimportant to this video, so I'm going to get that clear out of the way right now. Now, if you saw last video where I reviewed the Hammer Crush, I also pointed out that the Hammer Crush is a very similar weapon to the Hydra, only difference being the Hydra is fully automatic, and it eats up less ammo per bullet. So when you fire one shotgun slug, it fires 3 for 1. So it can have a more I think it does have an individual chance to crit for each slug, but I'm not fully sure on that, so yeah. Now since it is called the Hydra, it does have 3 heads which fire a shotgun pellet each time it's fired. Back in the old days of Fortnite, back before they actually released this gun, it was actually red. I'll pop that on screen because I think that's super cool. And also I think it looks better red in my opinion, but a weapon rep can easily fix that. But point being, it's a super cool looking weapon. You look at this and go, oh yeah, that's it. Because, like, look at it. You can't tell me this doesn't look cool. Here's the perks we'll be running with the Hydra, just a normal crit rating for damage build with the damage perk and a reload speed. You can have a magazine perk where the damage perk is, but personally speaking, I prefer the damage just because more damage is tastier. I do have the 6 perk, which is 5 hits in a row cause a small explosion on a single target, let me specify. But you can also have it with shrapnel, which don't do, or you can have it with headshots cause an explosion, which can be good if you're good at aiming headshots, but I'm personally not, so that's why I have it for 5 hits in a row cause the explosion instead of headshots cause the explosion. And, of course, since it's just an assault rifle, I have a normal standard assault rifle build with Toy rocking out, and whatever his name is in the lead, he does the extra crit damage for assault rifles. I honestly forget their names, honestly. I'll admit, I'm not the best with names. Anyways, I'll see you in game, so we can start the review. Already we are in game, and I already crafted it. I forgot to record it, the crafting. I was even talking to myself and stuff about it, and I was like, oh wait, I wasn't recording. Funny mistake, but as you see, it is it's not the strongest assault rifle. It doesn't compare much to the Hydra, but it is very similar to the fact that it is 1 to 2 tapping the enemies, depending if headshot or not, depending on crit or not. It's very similar, but I think that's mostly due to the damage perk and our crit rating perks occurs. We got a crow. I want to hit that. Where is it? I saw a lobber. Oh, it ran right by me. And now, it is a fairly precise weapon, such as the Hydra. Not Hydra, but the... well, it's a Hydra. Wow, it's shocking. The Hydra says accurate as a Hydra. I know, that's weird. But no, it's fairly accurate to the Hammer Crush. I think they have about the same accuracy, actually, which is super funny. I think this one might have a better spread when firing. I think it does. But point being, it's a very similar weapon, but it does have its differences, of course. The 3 pelts and the... it's fully automatic. I think that's obvious. I'm going to hold up my trigger and shoot it to nothing real quick to showcase that. But it is a automatic AR from the hydraulic set, which is right next to the nailer, so a good gun compared to a terrible gun. I know, kind of funny, personally speaking. Oh, I just heard a smasher. Hold up. Hold up. Oh, where are you? Where are you? Beneath the tile. It says it's right below me. If it's not below this tile, I'll be very upset. Oh, I'm now permanently in a upset state. Let's go down the staircase. Is it like... Where is it? Hold on. Where is it? Where to smash it? Okay, now it says it's above me. What? Oh, get this. As you see, it does fairly well. Now, it cannot have affliction, which means that if you shoot an enemy, you know, it won't die to affliction. You do have to shoot the enemy multiple times to, you know, do its damage. Now, it is performing a bit slower than the Hydra on the Smasher test. As you see, it is surviving way longer, but that explosion is helping pick it off, because the explosion, 5 hits in a row, and headshots cause. It does affect the said enemy, though by the time you do the headshot explosion, the enemy will of course be dead, so it doesn't matter to them. But for 5 hits in a row, it will do extra damage to the said enemy you are shooting. 5 times, obviously. Now we got a bit of a campman right here, and I'm gonna kill that crow again, because, yeah, looting is very important. I didn't need to buy, I didn't need to craft ammo, oh my god. Also, I want to point out something. I also played out that new Delulu mode, I didn't win anything. I didn't win a game, of course. I kind of was just goofing off, being friendly. But it's super fun. It's kind of comparable to like TF2 on like 2-4. You know, like you have one friendly and everyone else becomes friendly. But then again, someone else always ruins it. And I noticed a pattern I've noticed is that people that ruin the fun in Delulu are the people who are using like the cliff skin and stuff. And it's like, yeah, we get it. You're a cocksucker for a homophobe. It's crazy. But fuck off! Fuck off! Leave me alone! You know, Delulu was actually very fun when I wasn't, of course, being sprayed down by a bunch of no lives. Would I recommend it though? Delulu, the new game mode. Not personally, because if you're primarily playing Save the World and you're not looking for competitive mode or PvP at all, it's just not that fun. Especially since I got called many slurs of the F and N variety, and it really sucked. So yeah, as I'll cut back if we get another big enemy. Alrighty, we have a blaster right up ahead. I haven't got any wafers, but let's just see if we can get ahead a couple headshots. See how well it does with headshots. Now, of course, when you're doing the 5 hits in a row, you might want to aim for the body, actually, not the head, because the head is a small fraction compared to the rest of the body, and you're trying to get that 6 perk always active. It might just be better to aim for the body, and I get that. But I think this gun does have a bit of a higher headshot multiplier. I could be completely wrong. Please don't kill me, sir. But let's see. Okay, I think it's about an average amount. I think a headshot. I think it has a normal amount of headshot bonus. I think it's only about like a 20% headshot bonus, honestly. I guess about. I could be wrong. I'm just doing quick math off the top of my head and trying to remember. So I could be wrong. Don't take my word. I think that's just estimation. 25% bonus for the headshots. Yeah. Now my estimation could be very off. But anyways, I'll cut back once we've got some wafers and another big target so we can do a wafer test. Alrighty, we have another big target and we have 2 wafers only, but it will work. It will work. Let's pop a wafer. Let's see. Okay. Oh, wow. That was a huge chunk. I want to say that was about like maybe a 10th of itself right there in one bullet. That was actually fairly nice. Wow. That did really good. So, yeah, honestly, the comparison to the Hammer Crush keeps coming through. It's a very comparable weapon to them. Only difference being the Hydra is base game and you can get it from really anything. And this is an expansion weapon that you can only get through fluxing, so if the similarities keep peering through, which is my if it continues to be super similar, I'll just do one game, because yeah. But if the similarities are, you know, continuing to happen, I might just recommend going for a Hammer Crush because it's functionally the same weapon, it's just easier to get, and it seems to be doing moderately more damage, and it can also have Affliction, which is super tasty, especially since in Blitzy So you don't have to target one enemy, you just have to shoot them with Affliction, and it does eventually kill the said enemy. We have another target right here, we have a Taker. Let's see if we can get a tasty headshot. Oh, okay, we 2-tapped it. Okay, that's tasty. And then, since it is fully automatic, you can just hold it down and clear out these enemies. Now, it does have more crowd clearing capabilities than the Hammer Crush because it is automatic, and I think it fires ever so slightly faster, but not by much. I think it's only about a small percentage amount. Maybe like a smidge faster, I'll say. Like a smidge faster. But you do have the benefit of a faster reload too. I think they actually reload about the same. Actually, hold up. I can just check. Let's see. Hammer Crush. Let's see. The Hammer Crush with a reload perk has a... Okay, it fires 3.15 at a... It fires 3.15. So that's about... I want to say 3 bullets a second. It could be reading it in a different way. But it has a reload speed of 1 second. 1.5 seconds. And then the Hydra has a fire rate of 1 less bullet and a sim reload speed. So it is firing a bit slower. So I was wrong. It is firing a bit slower. It just feels a bit faster because it is a fully automatic. But the reloads are about the same with the said reload perk. So yeah, I'll come back if we get another big target or the objective starts. Alrighty, the mission defense has started. It's a water zone, but they built out a brick. I'm not going to say anything. I don't think I need to. If you're an educated player or been watching my videos, you know that for water husks you need to use metal because they'll do 2x damage to bricks. So it's a little heads up if you don't know that. Now as you see, since it is more automatic, I don't have to tap individually and I lessen my aim because I'm trying to swap between enemies a bit quickly. I can just fluidly switch over. We have a 2-2 smasher and 2 smasher laser cut. As you see, it's doing fairly well. It's being stunned by the drop traps, which is fairly good, so we can target a little bit more easily. But against bigger crowds, it has the same issue as a Hydra, where it's very hard to clear out big crowds. I'm almost dead, but I see they didn't even turn. Oh, it's even. Oh, I shouldn't be upgrading it, but it's. Oh, and it's. Oh. Oh man, these teammates. Here, let's go get this guy over here. Throw down the drone. I just had a lag spike. I don't know if you saw that. The point being, it seems to be having the strange struggling points of the of the Hammer Crush, except it doesn't have the affliction, which really helped out a bit. Because without the affliction, you're kind of stuck shooting one enemy. It does have that 5-0, of course, but more than likely your enemy won't be surviving 5 hits, so even that explosion won't be helping with crouch damage. But it will be doing extra damage to these enemies. Now we have a huge gaping hole right here. We need to fill that house before it touches us. Now my teammates do seem to be the stupid variety, not understanding how basic game mechanics work. So that is a little unfortunate. You know, idiots always seem to find me, it seems like. But that's unimportant. I went up these stairs real quick and they blocked it off, but I got through. Now, these enemies are showing to be a little hard to clear through with the said weapon, and these broadsides are too far apart to actually be effective. It should only be 1 to 2 and maybe 3 tiles. No, I want to say 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8! 8 tiles! 8 tiles out. Yeah, you shouldn't be using broadside with 8 tile difference between 2 walls. It should be 1 to 3. Oh, 3 at most. In 1 element. You know, just don't shoot them out in the open or in large. Because you're effectively just shooting at the open. Now you see, against crowds of enemies, it really struggles because it is doing damage. It's facing the issue of not being strong enough, it seems. And also, since there's no affliction, we're not doing any bonus damage to it. Okay, here's a proper use of broadsides, a 3 tile difference. They could have also just had it like this and maybe placed one of broadsides that way. But it's unimportant. At least there's some proper usage happening, and I'm happy to see it. I like that. Now, I am somewhat more relying on my hero abilities to do more crowd clearing. Usually, you're using the weapon to do crowd clearing, and like big targets. But this seems to be more of a big target focused weapon, like once again, like the Hammer Crush. It's a very similar weapon, but it is of a different set, and it also is a very cool looking weapon. So, yeah, I'll cut back if we get, oh, you know, it's right behind me. I was about to say, we'll cut back if we get a big boss. It's actually just right behind me. It is a tank, which means it is because tank mini bosses, they don't have more damage. I think they just have more bullet immunity, like resistance, like bolt resistance, I want to say, or just damage resistance in general. Okay, I was trying to think there, but okay. No, not like that. Not like that. God. Now, as you can see, I am terrible at parkour. I am not like that one team from the office. I'm not a parkour. See, if you're doing it in crowds, I'm not going to die. Because it's a slow firing, super target weapon. So, yeah. And it's not doing that much of its work, but it will take out a mist monster or a smasher, or, I don't know, husky if you're targeting specifically. That is the point of that. That was the point of that. Anyways, I think we've seen what we need to see, so I'll see you back in lobby. Or next game, depending if I feel like it. Now, I am a bit curious on what we'll get out of this weapon cache up there, the Golden Pyramid, which is a weapon cache. I wonder, I forgot if it's the Master Driver. It's going to be a Master Driver. Oh, I can feel it. It's going to be Master Driver. Oh! Oh? No, okay. It doesn't have the chain lightning perk. Honestly, every time I've had those, it's always been like a Master Driver, and it's super annoying. So, would I suggest the Hydra as a primary weapon for the endgame zones? Kinda. it's very similar to the Hammer Crush in the sense that it's both a slow-firing, single-target, high-damage weapon. But the difference lie in the ammo style, where the Hydra takes one bullet to fire three, and the 5 causes the small explosion, which is super tasty. But honestly, I'm gonna have to say it's up to what six perk you want because they're both super similar weapons. So if you want the 5 hits rose cause explosion, go for a Hydra. If you want the affliction though and the benefits of, in my opinion, more consistent damage, I suggest going for a Hammer Crush. Now this is the first time where I'm actually suggesting two different guns depending how you want to go, and I know that's super weird because usually it's just a yes or no, but this is such a unique case that I've actually ever seen of a weapon being super similar to a other similar super weapon. Like it's super weird. I know it's really weird, but yeah, I think it really just comes down to what you want as your six perk. So yeah. Anyways, I'll see you next time, and I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.